I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Yesterday on 6 o'clock content, not that I'm giving you a spoiler because you surely would have seen it by now if you were going to watch it, I packed a pretty damn decent team of the season from the Liga NOS. Least said about the Bundesliga, the better. Although, road to glory later today, so who knows. But with that being said, I did pack a pretty decent Liga NOS team of the season. Of course, it is Gabriel. Now, this guy is down in value big time. He's actually about 100,000 coins as I'm recording this on console, but he's actually about 170 on PC, which is, of course, where I play. The superior platform, at least until the next gen comes out, maybe. But with that being said, I was really looking forward to using this guy. I actually nearly bought him yesterday, decided against it because of the guaranteed team of the season pack. I did Abdel Taarabt instead because there wasn't really much for him, sort of any room for him to fall. He was already at rock bottom price anyway for a 90 plus rated team of the season. So now that we have him, 92 rated, Brazilian CM, you could argue, oh, he's not going to fit into anyone's team because he plays in the Liga NOS, but he's Brazilian, so he does have that link to him. And of course, you do have Rafa and Pizzi, a couple of other players dotted around the place, Telles, for example, who have good cards. And obviously with Gabriel being Brazilian and Alex Telles being Brazilian as well, you can link them together quite nicely in like a 4-3-3, stick Rafa up at left wing, and you've got yourself a really strong left-hand side there. But, however you fit him into your team is entirely up to you. But I obviously, well, you'll be able to see it in a second how I've managed to fit him into a team. 5-star weak foot, 3-star skills, high defensive work rate. Of course, primarily you are going to be using him as a CDM. I play a 4-2-3-1 these days. He was quite firmly in that central midfield or CDM role where he's told to stay back while attacking. That's it. There's no stay central. There's no cover the centre or the wing or whatever. It's literally just stay back while attacking. So high defensive work rate is going to work hand in hand with that. He is 6'2" and he is high and stocky. So he's not going to feel unbelievably agile. That being said, though, we will get more into it. He isn't actually as bad as I thought he would be. I thought he would feel very stiff and not that mobile at all, but his agility and balance not actually that low considering he is 6'2". I mean, they're in the 70s, they're 76 and 78, but that's not that bad considering some other players out there who are like 6 foot, 6'2", who don't have that degree of agility and balance. And of course, you can improve that as well. Are we going to do that? Well, no, because we've gone with a backbone, obviously, but you could do it with like a Guardian if you want. If you feel like the passing is good enough, give him a Guardian. Turns him into a 96 rated CDM, which is still very, very respectable. You get 99 basically across the board for every defensive stat, apart from the heading, which only goes to 90, but still, who needs heading? His physicals are mental. I mean, some of the best physicals you'll see ever. 92 jumping, 95 stamina, 93 strength, and 99 aggression. That is impressive stuff. And of course, with that Guardian, the agility goes up to 86 and then 99 composure, dribbling, and ball control. But the thing with me is I felt like his passing could maybe do with that bigger boost as opposed to that 10 agility, because we're only getting 3 ball control, 4 dribbling, 2 composure. He's high enough. Backbone, on the other hand, gives 7 short passing up to 99. Vision goes up to 96. The crossing is boosted heavily. Not that we need it, but it's nice to have. And his long passing as well. He could rake a ball, and you'll see evidence, or yeah, you'll be seeing evidence of that in just a second. And the team we've got him into, of course, you can see how I've linked him in. But yeah, you'll see evidence of him raking balls from deep. I mean, he is so good at doing that. Very impressive stuff. You could maybe drop him into a centre-back role. You would maybe need to give him an anchor, possibly. I mean, 97 rated centre-back. Get a nice little physical boost. I mean, if you give him a shadow, it's only a 96, but you get 98 acceleration, 86 sprint speed. You get basically 99 across the board for defending. You've already got those insane physicals. That would be an incredible centre-back. I mean, that's the best centre-back in the game. Perfect distribution from the back with the weak foot. You've got the defensive work rate. You'll have the pace with a shadow chem style. You've got defensive capability. He's not going to feel terrible on the ball. His passing is going to be brilliant. And if you do get into a situation where you could take a shot, 95 long shots, 99 shot power. This card is insane any way you play him. But as I say, and as you would have seen, I've got a backbone on him. Several reasons for that, of course, but the passing was the big one. Now, while you're watching the clips in the background, you will see a lot of him just making simple tackles, sure. But I did like to venture forward with him, not like crazy distances where we would just bomb forward and try and get into the area and score, although not too bad in front of goal, actually. 99 shot power really does help, and I bang on about it a lot, but if your player has incredibly high shot power, generally, if you can hit the target, no matter where it is or from what angle you're taking the shot from, if you can hit the target with 99 shot power, you are going to cause a lot of problems for the goalkeeper, because the ball will travel faster than the goalkeeper reacts to it. It's just logical, right? That makes sense. But in FIFA, more than anything else, it really does make the difference between scoring a goal and not. You know, you could have 99 finishing and only 80 shot power, and the other way around, I'd feel happier about having it the other way around, because I'd be happier that if I hit the target, it would go in. So, complicated way to explain it, but it makes sense in my head. His positioning is very good. We might as well try and talk about the things I didn't like. To be honest, not a lot. I mean, outside of the Portuguese link, I mean, I did try and stick up for that at the beginning and say the links are not that bad. You can link him to Telles, you can link him to Pizzi or Rafa or whomever. You get a strong link with Vinicius. Don't use Vinicius. But you can link him to whomever you want. Tarap, for example. But that is probably the only real negative about the card, is the fact that you're probably not going to be playing it in one of your sort of big main teams. If you've got like a Premier League Bundesliga hybrid or a Premier League team or something, it's not going to be that easy to fit into a starting 11. You've got Fernandinho, who he could go in with, sure. Maybe you've got a team of the season, Felipe Anderson, for example. But the more you get into it, the harder it's going to be. And of course, icons can come into play, sure. But that's probably the biggest drawback for me. 5-star weak foot is incredible. He's very strong. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from him, but his frame, the fact that he's stocky as well, if anyone goes up against him, forget about it. They're going to end up on the floor. This guy is so strong. And that helps as well. And I noticed it with Ramos yesterday, or the day before yesterday now for you. I powered forward with Ramos. The clip is in the Road to Glory. He literally picks the ball up deep in his own half, edge of the area, and I think it's from a corner. And the gameplay felt really good in this game in particular, but Ramos felt incredible. Like, he was so strong, and of course he's got that high attacking work rate, so he's always edging forward. But the ball was loose, he burst onto it, and he just powered forward. That is exactly what Gabriel is good at doing. Loose balls, or just goes and makes a challenge, but then he will drive forward. And it's not like I wouldn't say he's like a Steven Gerrard kind of guy where he literally will drag the entire team forward, but it does give me a sense of he wants this. I know it's a video game. I know he doesn't want anything, and I'm the one controlling him. But when I drive forward, even with a high defensive work rate, he has that desire to get forward because he's so strong, but he doesn't feel slow in any sense of the word. He doesn't feel agile. He's not like super mobile, and his dragbacks aren't particularly amazing or anything, but he does go forward with presence. He's difficult to get the ball off because he's got really good dribbling and ball control, and that 93 strength with the stocky body type, and the fact that he's 6'2", forget about it. You can't get the ball off him. Insane. The only problem is, of course, if you do end up running into a cul-de-sac or you start sort of getting crowded out by 2 or 3 players, you are then going to fall into the trap of I can't turn around, because obviously the gameplay isn't great. Depends on what day you hit the gameplay at. Of course, sometimes you'll feel better than others, but yeah, generally speaking, he's not that mobile. So maybe a Guardian would suit a lot of people. You could argue that the defensive stats are good enough, and maybe an Artist would be a good way to go, because you do get that passing boost, but also the agility goes to 86, and the balance then goes up to 83. So he could feel much better. I didn't actually try that. I would maybe be interested in doing it, and of course I do have him now in the club for a while, so maybe you'll have to watch a few other reviews to maybe hear a passing comment of whether he's good with an Artist or not. But generally speaking, I do like this card. Very, very good. I mean, the distribution on him, more than anything, is just insane, and he is very, very solid. For 100,000 coins, I think you would be hard-pressed to find someone who is, I wouldn't say better, but you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who is as good. and for that money. I don't think there are many out there. Like Axel Witsel, for example, is insane, and I would say that he's definitely better than Gabriel. But he was more expensive, and okay, maybe easier to fit into a team, sure. But I don't know, he just didn't. Witsel doesn't feel quite as, not as good, but he just doesn't feel like Gabriel. Gabriel has power. You know, Witzel's good, but he doesn't have that raw power, and I really do like him, and I can't recommend him enough if you can fit him in your team. As a super sub, maybe, to sort of hold down the midfield, but starting him really does help. Let me know if you've used him in the comments. If you have done, let me know what you think of him. If you have enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.